History Spotlight, brought to you by HEC Media and the Missouri Historical Society.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jody Sowell, president of the Missouri Historical Society in St. Louis, and this is History Spotlight. Loring Pickering, a young journalist from New Hampshire, moved to St. Louis in the 1840s, where he clashed with prominent political figures over issues like slavery. One of these disputes escalated into a comical, yet heated street fight. Chris Gordon, MHS Director of Library and Collections, tells the story.
So in the 1840s, there's a young man by the name of Loring Pickering who moves to St. Louis from New Hampshire, and he purchases the Daily Union newspaper, which was closely associated with what was the dominant political machine in Missouri known as the Central Clique. Members of the Central Clique, they were very pro-Southern, very pro-slavery. So it's a little unusual that a New Englander would associate himself with pro-slavery, but that's what Pickering did. In 1849, the senior senator from Missouri was Thomas Hart Benton. Benton was very concerned that the slavery issue, that is, those who wanted to spread slavery even further west into the Western territories, that was going to hurt the economic environment of the American West. And so even though Benton was a slave owner himself, he basically switches sides. And because of this, the Central Clique goes after him. And Loring Pickering begins to print all these anti-Benton op-eds in the local paper, in the Daily Union, and so forth. This catches the attention of Francis Frank Blair Jr., who was a very close ally of Benton. Blair himself was very well connected. His father was one of the most influential newspaper men in the United States, close friend of President Andrew Jackson, an advisor to presidents and so forth. So Blair had a lot of clout himself. Pickering knew this. Pickering begins to attack him in the press as well, alongside Benton. Well, Blair was known as being kind of short-tempered. He endured it for a while. Finally, he'd had enough of all these political attacks, and he challenges Pickering to a duel. And so, on an early March day in 1849, Frank Blair and his brother Montgomery are walking down 2nd Street when they see Loring Pickering approaching them. Both sets of individuals had umbrellas with them. And as Pickering is passing, Blair tried to push him or jostle him out into the street. Pickering stumbles back several steps, and then Blair takes his umbrella and jabs Pickering in the face. At this point, both men raised their umbrellas and began pummeling each other in the street while all these spectators are watching these two grown men have a duel with their umbrellas. Finally, Montgomery Blair, Frank's brother, steps in, pulls them apart, and they go on their way. Several days go by, and then something very mysterious happens. Frank Blair, who is an attorney, is leaving the old courthouse one evening, and they had still not lit the gas streetlights in downtown St. Louis. He's walking down the courthouse steps when suddenly a figure steps out from one of the columns and fires 2 shots at him. Blair turns around, pulls out his own gun, fires back, but the individual has raced away into the dark. But Blair is convinced that it is Pickering. He takes this to the authorities, who take it to a grand jury, but ultimately the prosecutors determine they cannot prosecute Pickering, and he is free to go. Pickering almost immediately sells the newspaper. He leaves St. Louis and he goes out to the gold fields of California, where he became a very prominent citizen of San Francisco, even ran for mayor of San Francisco at one point. Frank Blair goes on to have a very large role in St. Louis history. In 1856, he's elected to Congress. Then Blair was very involved in the Civil War and then post-Civil War politics. And today, if you want to see Frank Blair, all you have to do is go to the corner of Lindell and Kings Highway, and his statue stands there looking over Forest Park.
To learn more about the Missouri Historical Society, visit mohistory.org.